Today I'm gonna continue my stanza 5 of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. In the beginning of stanza 5, the narrator or the speaker described Arthur as a very gentle and kind ruler. That is his one important quality. Right? Now, Arthur became too stubborn at times that he even refused to eat until he heard a story. That about what kind of story is that? About a story which is almost relating to ancestral history or maybe some kind of the valor or the mightiness of the knights. Okay? And this stubbornness or this childish type of character is referred to as youthful blood. Okay, please note down. It's also referred to as youthful blood by the narrator or the speaker. And he do this kind of stubbornness or he do this kind of behavior when they are holidaying or when they are merrymaking or even enjoying. So this is a kind of alliteration which is very much common in the Anglo-Saxon and also in the Middle English literature. Alliteration was very common. So fair face and free of fear. It is describing Arthur's quality, that King Arthur was fair and also he was courageous and brave. Okay, this is what your stanza 5 says. Now here comes stanza 6, which is another important stanza because it introduces us to some new characters. And who are these new characters? Gawain and Egravein. So who are these Gawain and Egravein? They are King Arthur's nephew, that is his sister's son. Okay. Before continuing the further part of the stanza, let me explain to you some more details about round table, which I have already explained in the earlier video, but let me explain it again. What is a round table? Let me show you the actual picture. This is just a rough diagram. I'm actually very bad at drawing, you know. Now this is the actual round table, okay, where they dine. And the one who is sitting at the higher at the table or the one who is sitting just in front of that pillar is the bishop, okay, the head of the church. And the others, that is rest of them, are the knights, okay. Please look at the pictures nicely. So stanza 6 main importance is that it introduces us to new characters. Gawain, Egravein, the good bishop. And what is the name of that good bishop? The one who is sitting at the middle of that picture is Balduin. Okay. And Eva, who is Eva? He is a son of Urien. Okay. Who is Urien then? Urien is also one of the follower of King Arthur. Alright. And also many knights were sitting beside the round table, right, which I just show you in the picture. And in the last part of the stanza, you can even pause the video just to take this screenshot, because the narrator also explained in stanza 6, the ending part of stanza 6, about what kind of dishes were served at the round table, which include meats, good beer, and red wine. Okay, and what kind of platings were used, that is silver vessels. Please note down, multiple choice question may come. You have to answer this, so it's just that simple. Now as we have completed stanza 6, I'm going to continue stanza 7, which is very important because it's going to make a twist at the entire poem. Okay, we are going to find a new character which is totally a game changer. Okay, this new character is going to make that ultra twist. So please focus on whatever I'm explaining, because I'm explaining you stanza by stanza. Also at the same time I'm highlighting those figures of speech which are very important, and also probable question. I will discuss in the later part of the video, but please focus, okay? Otherwise you won't be able to understand it nicely. Now here begins stanza 7. It was New Year's Eve, okay? It was New Year's Eve. Everyone, who are this everyone? The ladies, the knights, king, queen, and etc. many others. So it's considered everyone. They were enjoying, they were merrymaking, they were partying, okay? Suddenly, a strange, uninvited guest entered on horseback at the court, that is King Arthur's court. Okay, this strange knight, the narrator also described this strange knight to be very tall, and his tallness or his height was even compared to a statue. Okay, because he was extremely tall. Strange knight or the strange guest physical structure was very sharp, and it was very ferocious. Okay, and he was well flourished with green color. Okay, means his horse, he himself, he was almost in green color. Okay, let me show you a picture to make you further understand. So here is the picture, see it everyone. In stanza 7, the narrator discussed about the entry of Green Knight, right? Now in stanza 8, we are going to start stanza 8, and in this stanza 8, the narrator discussed about the Green Knight's dress and the horse, okay? So the knight was wearing a narrow green coat, okay? A narrow green coat which seems to be very costly, and it was also embroidered with golden thread. And even the belt which the Green Knight was wearing seems to be very expensive because it was decorated with gems, okay? And the horse with which he came inside the court was also well flourished with green color. The saddle, the hair of the horse, okay, was well flourished with green color. So stanza 8 is basically the description of the costumes which they are wearing. With this, I have completed up to stanza 8, and if you have any problems, please do ask me questions at the comment section, okay? Bye bye, take care.